My listeners call him Mr. Perfect, and we finally have him back in the studio. It is none other than Eric Nam. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh my goodness, it's been forever since I've seen you.
It has been forever. How long has it been? I feel like it's been a few years.
It has.
Which is insane.
Well, I mean, I see you online, but
I see you online too.
But
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, you've been busy.
I have.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
It's all good.
I'm here now.
Yeah. So we need to talk about a lot of things today because you got the new album out.
I do.
Now, album-wise,
yeah.
I heard that there was a lot more songs that was supposed to go to the album, or like you wrote a lot more songs, like something along the line like that. So like, let's talk a little bit about this.
Yeah, I think I have probably like 80 or 90 songs that I've written that were in the running for this album, and we kind of cut it down to 5.
80 songs?
Yeah, I think I have about 80 songs right now piled up. So I'm going to start selling them.
It's a good idea.
Or something. I don't know. I have so many songs now that I think I have the next 4 or 5 releases ready to go if my label's ready to go.
Okay.
And we get everything in place. So just very big, wide, colorful spectrum of songs that, hopefully we can get out.
Okay. Now, album-wise, I mean, I feel that these days in the media, singer-songwriter has been thrown around pretty, too easily almost.
Yeah.
But I know that it's not an easy process because you have to sit down. Like a melody just doesn't, well, it could come to you. But I mean, to get that melody and to put it into an actual song, to double check if it's ever been written before.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of processes that go into writing a track. So with these 80 tracks that you have, and this is including the 5 songs that we have on the album?
Yeah,
okay.
it's including.
So for the remaining 75, are these like in its entirety? Like, are they like from start to finish? You've got like A, B, bridge, like the whole song? Or are we just like talking like first verse, melody, beat?
I'd say 80% are like full thing.
Oh, wow.
A, B, C, D.
Okay.
And then like production wise, obviously we always clean it up once we're like, oh, we're going to do this. Okay, let's add the bells and whistles. But yeah, I'd say 80-90% are all there.
Okay.
And then the rest, we started off and we're like, let's let it simmer for a year.
Okay.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I looked at the album and it seems like you have like this team almost. So like these songs that you've been creating, because I know that they've been calling them these like their song retreats or something like that. Like, like they go and they like put a bunch of like really talented musicians like in the mountains and like they have them work on music. Are these songs like come out from there, or like these just like ideas that you put together and then you just had some people kind of help you out with it?
I'd say, let me think. This album, the songs on it were all kind of from song retreats, as you would call it. We call them song camps, right? Or songwriting sessions. But typically I write all my songs in the States now. So whenever I'm in LA for an event or a concert or whatever, I take off, a week at the end or the front end so I could just write. So
wow.
Yeah. So in January, for example, I wasn't happy with exactly where we were going with this album. So I was like, okay, we got to go to LA. Let's figure this out. So I went for 5 or 6 days and every day I would have almost 2 sessions a day, morning and afternoon session. And so I ended up with 8 songs at the end of 5 days.
Wow.
And then I think, I don't know if any of those made this album, but we have a couple that are saved for the next album from that camp.
Nice.
So yeah, we try to keep it very productive and super, super, I don't know, just natural and normal.
Okay.
But I think because I had spent so much time doing that for the past 1.5, 2 years, I found the right people that I really enjoy working with, that I want to write a lot with. And so we try to lock them in every time we go.
Okay. Now, with the creative process in general, I know that as a songwriter, art in general, it's like, there's people that like, they're kind of like a computer you can like press on and then like, there's like a melody pops out. Yeah. But, there's other people where the writing process, it takes a lot more time. You need to be in the right like area. Like, even though you're not in those like singing sessions, like, okay, I'm going to write today. Do you still get like inspired like from maybe like watching a movie, maybe during schedule? Do you like start humming a melody or
all the time?
Okay.
And it's just like I'll be watching a movie or I'll be watching a TV show and then I'll be like, something just clicked and I just have to I'll put it on into my phone as like a voice note. like the most frustrating thing recently is that I keep having dreams about melodies.
Oh no.
And in my dream, the melody's amazing. I'm like, oh my God, that's an amazing song. I gotta wake up and I'm gonna put it down.
Mm-hmm.
And I wake up, I'm like, where'd it go? But I just, in that moment, I'm like, this is such a good melody. Like, I love it. And then I can't remember it.
Yeah, it means
really
that you've been overthinking your
Probably.
job a little too
Probably.
much these days. So you've been busy in the fact that, yeah, you were working on the album, but you've also been doing a lot of other stuff. I mean, we know that you're an amazing host and you do great interviews and all that other stuff.
Thank you.
As a musician, though, it's kind of, you've been releasing singles, but then not a lot of promotions.
Yeah.
So as an artist, that's not easy.
Yeah.
So was it just like you focusing on a lot of other things that you're just like getting songs out there and just like the promotions just didn't get a chance to line up? Or
This is my first album promotion in 2 years almost.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy, but I think most of 2016 and then early 2017, I was just so busy and overwhelmed. And I took a step back and I realized I've been in Korea for about 6.5 years now. I'd never taken a real break.
Yeah.
Like I never said, I just want to just chill out and do nothing. And I think I got to a point where I needed to do it for my sanity and for my health. And so 2017, I kind of took very light and just did things that I had already committed to.
Okay.
And then I focused a lot more on songwriting and just taking care of myself.
Okay.
So I worked out a lot more. I, went on a few vacations, had a good time, and wrote and wrote and wrote. And so for me, it was like a healthy break, but I didn't want people to think like Eric Nam has disappeared from the face of the earth, which a lot of people think happened. So I just released a few songs every once in a while when the situation or the I don't know, the timing was right.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So you were able to, you had songs that you were working on. It's just that, you just were able to release them because it was the season or, it was...
Well, it's kind of weird. Like, in the States, Bruno Mars will release an album and he goes silent for a year or two.
Yeah.
Like his latest album, that was a first release in 4 years.
True.
Which you never really think about because the songs...
constantly, yeah.
Yeah, they're everywhere. But I feel like K-pop, like the turnaround is so quick. Like people get sick of a song in a week now that it's hard to keep up with it. And
True.
So it was kind of frustrating to put so much work into this album and people are already like, oh, this is an amazing album. Okay, what's next? Because for us, for singer-songwriters who are really putting their heart and soul into these songs, it's years of contemplation and writing and perfecting whatever we've wanted to perfect for this to come out. So the process was fun. It was very long and arduous and tiring, but I loved every moment of it, and I love the album. So
speaking of how much love and effort you've put into the album, how did you pick 5 songs?
I don't know. Like I think it was, we had to pick a title, a single, and every one of the songs on this album were at one point the title single for this album. And we're like, let's just do one more song. Let's write one more. Oh, that's a great song. Let's just write one more. Oh, this is great too, but let me try one more. And so every one of the songs had been at one point the lead single, but I just wanted to beat it over and over and over.
To get better.
Yeah, and then at the end of it, we had these 5 songs that were like, let's just put them on. Like, it's kind of, it almost feels like a waste because we love each of those songs so much. But one of the songs, the number 3 track, it's called This Is Not a Love Song. It was originally not on the album till about 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. Because the number 3 song on that album, originally we loved so much that we're like, this has to be a single. A separate single. So let's place it with something else. But that song itself is, I think, a fan favorite and a Korea favorite right now.
Yeah, I like it.
Thank you.
Well.
So yeah, I don't know. I have like so much confidence and pride in this album musically. And I think before the album came out, I was talking to my Hyung, who I produced this album with, and we're like, you know what? Even if the song or this album doesn't do well, I don't really care because I feel so strongly about the songs and the quality of these songs. And I would almost dare to say, like, it'll be hard pressed to find an album right now maybe that can like compete quality-wise.
Quality-wise, of course.
I'm gonna be bold and say that.
No, of course, because I mean, it's an album that you've put years into, pretty much, because of the time away, and like, you know, even though you got an idea about it, to perfect it, it takes so much hard time and money. Okay.
What?
So one thing that I wanted to talk about was your dancing. So
let's not talk about that.
No, let's talk about your dancing.
Oh gosh. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, so your V Live a couple of days ago, you're just like, "Hi guys, I'm going to dance practice," and everybody's like, "What?"
Yeah.
But then again, you debuted with a dance track. Like, you know, you did a little like movement in your debut track too.
It's more like aerobics. Like jazzercise and like Zumba is what I had done, right? Let's be for real.
But I mean, even like you were on a music program. I saw your post. It said dancing machine on your chest. So I mean, Mr. Dancing Machine.
You know, I mean, I am the original, and I am the best.
So have you ever danced a day in your life, except at parties, before you jumped into the dance hall this time?
I had not danced in a long time. The last time I took dance lessons was for the song called Body, which released late 2016. So I had not been in a lesson or any sort of dance rehearsal for a year and a half. So I got in and they're like, "We're going to do this thing." I was like, "Oh my God, how am I going to do that? Y'all are fine. I'm going to look obviously amazing, but also ridiculous at the same time." So I was very concerned. I was very stressed. But, you know, I had about 10 days, I think, to pull it off.
10 days? That's it?
Maybe like 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that. It was a very short time. Potion, I had 4 days. And so it was a very stressful experience, but I got it done. And we're still like trying to change parts as we're doing promotions.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes.
Now, speaking of the tracks itself, because we got a pre-release and then we got the actual lead single. They both were shot in the same area?
Yeah, they were both shot in Mexico.
Okay.
We shot everything in Mexico, and I was very, very stubborn about going to Mexico. Like, I was like, we need to go to Mexico. Let's make it happen. So thankfully, we had some great people, like the Mexican Tourism Board came to help us. And
wow.
Like, we had Airline Delta. They helped with our flights. And because it's not cheap or easy to go to Mexico to shoot videos.
Amazing, yeah.
So we got it. I am so happy with like the end product. I think it looks beautiful. Like, we wanted to do a movie kind of short film vibe, and so we got everything done. And the director and the team and everybody were just amazing. So
yeah,
I loved it.
We got 2 music videos. Now, even one music video, the average shooting time is about maximum 48 hours straight.
Yeah.
In Korea, they go for like 36.
Yeah.
So to get those 2 videos, how long?
We took a day for each video.
Well, that's not that bad.
Yeah. It actually,
considering the quality.
Yeah, we actually got it done pretty quickly.
Because there was a lot of set changes too, like atmosphere changes.
Yeah, we got the first day we did Potion, and we started at I think like 6 or 7 a.m.
Okay.
We got done around midnight.
That's actually pretty quick.
Midnight or 1, something like that. It wasn't that bad. And then we started at 6 or 7 the next day. We ended, I think, 10 p.m. maybe.
Wow.
Actually, I don't remember. I think I might have just... No, we ended at 7 because we had to end at sunset. Because everything was started outside. But yeah, it was fine. It was just I was exhausted because I had just finished a TV show in Finland and Estonia. So I was there for a week in the freezing cold, like in freezingness. It was so cold. And
then you had to go to Mexico.
Yeah, so I flew in. I remembered the dates because it was such a difficult schedule. I flew in on the 9th at 9:30 a.m. and then I flew out at 6 p.m. on the 9th to Mexico. And it was like a 40-hour ordeal because we had to lay over in Atlanta. And then once we landed, we had to drive for 4 hours to the location. So by the time I got there, I was a mess. And I got bit on the face by a mosquito in the car. Like, I had sores in my mouth because I wasn't sleeping. So as I was filming this video, I was drooling everywhere because I was a mess. I was literally I was drooling, and then like in Potion, if you look at the back scene, there are like people with fire sticks and like flags. Like, one of the dudes smacked me in the face with the flag, like as I'm like drooling. And I told the director, I was like, you just need to be careful about putting this out because I know there's a scene where I got smacked in the face as I'm drooling, so just be aware.
Just be aware.
Yeah.
Make sure that doesn't make the final cut of the music video. Okay. Well, we've got Mr. Perfect, Eric Nam, in the studio today for our Be My Superstar. We're going to be asking a lot of different questions, so continue to send those in. In the meantime, though, we are going to take a listen to the lead single. So we're going to take a listen to Honestly. So Tiki, for somebody who's been living in a cave for the past couple of days, please explain what kind of song the lead single is.
Yeah, so Honestly is a song, and it is about, I guess, the contemplations of breaking up right before you break up.
Okay.
You know, you're in a relationship, and it's not that you don't like this person and you hate this person or anything. It's just like you just don't think it's the right relationship. And so you want to let go and you want to say goodbye, but you don't want to hurt her. So I think this is, you know, a lot of the women are like, how can you say that? I was like, women, you feel the same way. Like anybody can relate to this. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. It's a sad song, but it's in a bright, tropical, funky atmosphere. So
okay. What we're going to do is take a listen to Sortiki Honestly by Eric Nam. We'll see you guys back after this with more of him in the studio.